पूरे तौर पर सब दिन इनके साथ रहेंगे। टुडे इंडिया इज हैविंग a right leader, right time. That is नरेंद्र मोदी।
बाबा साहेब ठाकरे जी के नेतृत्व में हमारे जो गठबंधन हुआ है, ये गठबंधन एक फेविकोल का जोड़ है, ये बिल्कुल टूटेगा नहीं।
आपकी वजह से एनडीए को ये प्रचंड जीत हासिल हुई है, इसका श्रेय आपको जाता है सर। मोदी जी, यू ट्रूली इंस्पायर्ड द नेशन। As long as you are the Prime Minister of this country, our country will never bow down to anyone, sir.
ये एनडीए ये सत्ता प्राप्त करने का या सरकार चलाने का कुछ दलों का जमावड़ा नहीं है।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For the last 80 days, the only question on everyone's mind was, "Kaun banega Prime Minister?" Today, as President Murmu invites Narendra Damodar Das Modi to form the next government, Bharat is set to witness history. For the first time since 1962, Modi has won the mandate of the people, as well as his alliance partners, to be sworn in for a historic third term. Get ready for a hat-trick of Modi. The day started with support and symbolism pouring in as Narendra Modi walked into the parliament, and it was the Sansad Bhavan Central Hall for the NDA parliamentary meet. He was welcomed with chants of Modi Modi by his allies. He sat right next to Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu on the dais, a signal of their significance in the alliance. Rajnath Singh proposed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's name as the leader of the NDA, and his alliance partners backed it wholeheartedly. Nitish vowed "Hum aapke saath hain" and reverentially touched the feet of Modi. Chirag Paswan said Modi will lead NDA out of the darkness and hugged him. Chandrababu Naidu called him the right leader at the right moment, while Chief Minister of Maharashtra Eknath Shinde said, "Ye Fevicol ka jod hai, tootega nahi." After NDA reposed their faith on Modi, he went straight to meet the BJP Margdarshaks LK Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi to seek their blessings, not without actually holding up the Constitution and bowing down before it. Only after this, Prime Minister went and met the President at 6 p.m. this evening to stake claim to form the next government, and got the invite for the swearing-in ceremony to be held on Sundays at 6 p.m. for the third time. For Narendra Modi, this is just a trailer. Picture abhi baki hai. He laid the vision for the next 10 years to put aspirational India on the path for a Viksit Bharat. While Modi plans for the next 10 years, India Alliance has predicted that this government will only last for 6 months. So is the NDA coalition a compulsion or a commitment? Listen in to Narendra Modi and decide for yourself.
30 साल का लंबा कालखंड शुरू में शायद असेंबल हुआ होगा, लेकिन आज मैं कह सकता हूं कि भारत के राजनीतिक व्यवस्था में एक ऑर्गेनिक अलायंस है। मुझे ये बताओ कि ईवीएम जिंदा है कि मर गया? क्योंकि ये लोग तय करके बैठे थे कि भारत के लोकतंत्र और लोकतंत्र की प्रक्रिया के प्रति विश्वास ही लोगों का उठ जाए, और लगातार ईवीएम को गाली देना, ये ताकत है भारत के लोकतंत्र की, ये ताकत है भारत की निष्पक्षता की। आशा करता हूं कि 5 साल तो अब ईवीएम शायद मुझे नहीं सुनाई देगा, लेकिन जब 29 में हम जाएंगे तो फिर से शायद ईवीएम को लेकर के नाचने की शुरुआत कर। कांग्रेस 100 के आंकड़े को नहीं छू पाई, और अगर मैं 14, 19 और 24 तीन चुनावों को जोड़ करके कहूं, कांग्रेस के तीन चुनाव जोड़ूं, तो इन तीन चुनावों में जितनी सीटें मिली है।
While Modi asserted that the NDA is not a jamavra or of allies, but an organic coalition, the India alliance is still trying to drive a wedge in the NDA. Samajwadi Party posted pictures of Jayant Chaudhary sitting in the gallery saying there is no place for Jayant on the stage. Shows that BJP hates Jats. While Jayant Chaudhary himself has rejected this, saying we are working together for the nation. The India alliance said that the dictator doesn't value his allies. The Congress, in fact, has predicted that the government won't even last for 6 months, since NDA now stands for Nitish Naidu Dependent Alliance. Listen in.
NDA का फुल फॉर्म मालूम है आपको? नायडू डिपेंडेंट अलायंस या नीतीश डिपेंडेंट अलायंस। कि जब राजीव जी की हत्या की, वो महिला भी राजीव जी को पहले हार पहनाया, उनके सामने झुकी और फिर हत्या की।
पर जो जीत हुई है, किसकी जीत हुई है? हम किसके लिए लड़ रहे हैं? सत्ता के लिए नहीं लड़ रहे हैं। कौन बनेगा प्रधानमंत्री के लिए नहीं लड़ रहे हैं, पर भारत का संविधान, बाबा साहब अंबेडकर का संविधान को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए।
झगड़ा शुरू हो गए तो समझ ले, जिन घर बसे नहीं है वहां झगड़ा शुरू हो गए, घर उजड़े ज्यादा देर नहीं लगा। और मोदी जी जैसे फुकरजन कैरेक्टर है, वो काफी सुनवे नहीं कर। अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी को सब धन लेके चला है, ये तो मेरी मुर्गी के एक टांग वाला है।
कि असमंजस की स्थिति है। जिस प्रकार से भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने मजबूरी में एनडीए की सरकार बनाई है, वो एनडीए जिसका नाम 10 वर्षों तक किसी ने नहीं सुना।
The opposition skepticism aside, what's going to be the formula for Modi to ensure coalition dharma? A lot of it will boil down to what cabinet portfolios can be offered to the allies, and it's quite clear that the top four, Home, Finance, Defence and External Affairs, will be retained by the BJP because they constitute the Cabinet Committee on Security, but they will have to concede berths to their alliance partners. And let's remind you what Nitish and Naidu got when they were part of the NDA in the past. When Naidu was part of the NDA-1 in 2014, he had 16 MPs and managed to wrest 2 cabinet portfolios, which is the same number, coincidentally, that he has today. While Nitish was in Modi cabinet in 2014, he had 15 MPs and got 1 berth. Earlier, when Nitish was part of the Vajpayee Sarkar, he had 21 MPs and received 4 ministries. We will have to see what formula will be set for Modi 3.0, but the devil is in the detail. Will Nitish and Naidu seek similar portfolios this time around as the buzz is going around? Let's remind you what they used to enjoy earlier. In Modi's cabinet, TDP has had civil aviation held by Gajapati Raju and MOS Science and Technology held by YS Chaudhary of the TDP. In Nitish's short stint with the NDA in 21-22, JDU's Ramchandra Prasad Singh held the portfolio of steel. Before that, under Vajpayee, in 2001, Nitish himself had the portfolio of railways, while George Fernandez held defence. Sharad Yadav had consumer affairs and Digvijay Singh was the MOS external affairs. So ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question that we are asking on the News Hour tonight, what will be Modi's winning formula, and is the India alliance only falling into the trap of sour grapes? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP, Satya Prakash Mishra, Leader of the JDU, joining me in the studios in Noida. Also joining me this evening, Vijay Kumar Nilaya Pallam, National Spokesperson of the TDP, Vivek Silas, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Also with me in the studios tonight, Professor Anwar Pasha, National Spokesperson of the RJD. But my first question goes to Sanjay Jha, author and might I just call you Congress leader tonight, Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, Samvidhan jeeta hai. And we are not playing for numbers, is what Jairam Ramesh says. If you were not playing for numbers, why did Mallikarjun Kharge quote the number of 295? Why would you even want 295? 272 was enough, or 260 was enough, just to show that you had stopped the BJP in its tracks. Even 234 that you have today should be enough, because you never went out to form the government at all. I just want to ask you, this depiction of the opposition being holier than thou and the villains all being in the NDA alliance, is that a depiction that can still hold at a time when the numbers have been proven, when the alliance partners have publicly chosen Prime Minister Narendra Modi as their leader, when the president has got the letters of support and she has invited the Prime Minister-elect now to take oath on the 9th of June at 6 p.m.? Why is the Congress party just looking like it's fighting for sour grapes?
Good evening, Navika, and to all my fellow panelists. Navika, this verdict of 2024 is a fractured mandate. And the people of India, Navika, have basically said no to political arrogance. Mr. Modi had every fundamental right to galvanize his cadres and talk about 400. He's got 160 seats less than 400. But the people of India said, excuse me, Mr. Modi, ye abhiman aur ye ahankar nahi chalega. I think the condescension with which he dismissed the opposition has brought the BJP down to its knees. And I think the fundamental issue of this election is this, that despite the fact that Mr. Modi hounded the opposition, we know that the BJP had all the money, electoral bonds plus. They had all the agencies, ED, CBI and income tax to harass the opposition. They had a very dodgy election commission on their side. And we all know about the fact that they were controlling most of the regulatory institutions in our country. It was not a level playing field. And despite that, the India Alliance almost reached the halfway mark. And I think the message, Navika, from this message is very clear of what Ayodhya sent us. Ayodhya, basically the verdict from Ayodhya, where the India Alliance has won, is this: Mr. Modi, your attempt to try and polarize India, to actually denigrate the august office that you hold by attacking Muslims, calling them Ghuspetiyas, infiltrators, they will steal your buffalo, they will take away your Mangal Sutra, there will be a Babri lock on a Ram temple. This was not at all becoming of the highest office in this land. And I think the people of India, the people of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Modi thought that the Ram temple will be his big USP in this election. Sudhanshu ji is a very good friend of mine. We have a very amicable relationship. But Sudhanshu ji will agree with me that the epicenter of the Ram temple story that Mr. Modi thought will captivate India, the people of India have said we want to live in our secular, communal, syncretic society, in our non-communal, healthy, harmonious society. That is the message that India has sent. Well, and I think Mr. Modi, I think he's a politically savvy man. He should realize that authoritarianism has been rejected, communalism has been rejected, and the attempt to create a personality cult of one man is now being challenged. And I think, Navika, this is a good result for everybody. Mr. Modi can feel he's a prime minister again. The opposition is going to breathe down his neck and not let the government get away through its, brutal, repressive conduct that it did in the parliament the last time. They passed bills when 146 members of parliament were suspended.
Oh my God.
That's not democracy.
Okay, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, you were 160 short of the 400 target that the Prime Minister announced. So you are being asked questions. But of course, the questions that the Congress party is 173 numbers behind the halfway mark in the Lok Sabha is not something that the Congress wants to worry about. Please respond to Dr. Sanjay Jha.
Yes, I will respond to what Sanjay Jha ji has said. First, he has used the word fractured mandate. How come when a P-poll alliance has got a comfortable, clear-cut majority, from where he has drawn a conclusion about the fractured mandate? And one more thing is very clear. Out of the 292 seats which we are having, all of us has fought together. On the contrary, in your alliance, there are 50 seats which have been won by fighting against each other. Mamata Banerjee has won 29 seats, fighting Congress against Mamata Banerjee. In Kerala, UDF is having 17 and LDF is having 19 seats. Communist and Congress fighting against each other. In Punjab, 13 seats. Congress and Aam Aadmi Party fighting against each other. And yesterday, Aam Aadmi Party senior leader Gopal Rai has said that our alliance with Congress was only confined till the Lok Sabha election, will not be in the Vidhan Sabha. Sir, what you are talking about? आप तो 50 आपस में लड़के उसको भी काउंट करके और कह रहे हैं कि हम पीछे रह गए थे. तो I think it should be very, and you should be reasonable enough. Second thing, I agree to him. हमारा टारगेट 400 था. होता है जैसे एक टॉपर बच्चा होता है, उससे एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है ऑलवेज विल हैव एन डिस्टिंक्शन मार्क. जैसे सचिन तेंदुलकर और सुनील गावस्कर से एक्सपेक्टेशन थी कि हर मैच में सेंचुरी बनाएंगे, और एक बच्चा होता है हर बार फेल हो जाता है. Now he has got an opportunity to be cleared by a grace marks. I congratulate the Congress party that in the third attempt they have managed to get the enough seat to become constitutionally a leader of the opposition post. तो उनकी खुशी जायज है. एक बच्चा जो ग्रेस मार्क से पास हो गया और एक बच्चा जो इसको नहीं मिला डिस्टिंक्शन, तो उसके चेहरे की मायूसी. इसीलिए आप देखिए कांग्रेसियों को 100 नहीं मिले, मगर चेहरे की चमक देखिए, आवाज की खनक देखिए, रुतबे की धमक देखिए, तो आप देखते ही रह जाएंगे. और हम 240 पाके भी मायूस थे क्योंकि हमारा 400 टारगेट था. बट वन थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क, हमारा 400 टारगेट समझ में आता है. वी हैव 272 टारगेट वाज इन 2014 व्हिच वी accomplished. 300 plus target was in 2019, we have accomplished. So we thought of 400 because it was the highest ever which has been crossed by Rajiv Gandhi ji. So there is reasoning. But what was the logic behind 295 figure? If as per the Rahul Gandhi's bite, it was inspired by Sidhu Moosewala's song in which he is referring 295 as one of the dhara of the criminal code. And then you are inspired by that person who uses to have once singing songs with wearing Bhindrawalas and other type of shirts on his, and Congress gets inspired and motivated and finally concluded the figure of 295. तो नाविका जी, इसमें तो मुझे याद आता है वो 70 के दशक की पुरानी मनोज कुमार की फिल्म थी जो राहुल गांधी जी के और हम लोगों के जन्म के आसपास की दौर की है, जिसमें गाना था ना एक तारा बोले टुन टुन. तो वो राहुल गांधी जी को देख के लगता है यही देश का नौजवान है तो, और यही देश की संतान है, तो फिर उसके बाद एक तारा बोले ठुन ठुन. तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा. कृपया मुझे यू जस्ट थ्रो ए लाइट संजय झा जी, फ्रॉम वेयर यू हैव गॉट द फिगर ऑफ 295. हमारा तो 400 समझ में आता है. सो दिस इज द फंडामेंटल प्रॉब्लम विद द कांग्रेस पार्टी. एंड वन मोर लास्टली, यू हैव आस्क्ड अबाउट द राम टेम्पल. सर, राम टेम्पल वॉज नेवर एन पोलिटिकल इशू और इलेक्शन इशू फॉर अस. दैट आई रिमेंबर वेरी वेल फ्रॉम माई एडोलसेंट एज. सर, 2 सीटों की पार्टी थे, एंड इन आवर वाइल्डेस्ट इमेजिनेशन our generation had not thought, forget about Modi ji's generation, our generation had not thought that the day will come in our life that we will have a clear majority in the country. हम 2 पर भी उनके साथ खड़े थे, 86 पे भी उसके साथ खड़े थे, 120 पर भी उसके साथ खड़े थे, 160, 182 और 303 पर भी साथ खड़े थे. आपके लिए होता है. एंड लास्ट वन मोर थिंग सर, आई वुड लाइक टू से जस्ट देयर आर सर्टेन टेक अवे फ्रॉम दिस इलेक्शन. अयोध्या हम हारे, मगर आप देखिए उसके बाद खुशी कितनी अच्छी है. कैन यू एवर इमेजिन दैट इन मक्का a political party which has criticized and used the absurd word against Islam, they win the election. In Vatican, can you imagine that a party which has used very derogatory word against Christianity, they win the election? And moreover, there are certain Christians and Muslims who cherish this, and they are having a light in their eyes that how you have done it. So there are certain takeaways which the people of the India and we as a party will also think over it, and that is also given a food for thought.
Okay, Sanjay Jha, quick counter before I get in Vivek Silas.
नाविका, मैं सुधांशु जी को इतना ही कहना चाहूंगा कि भारत की आवाम ने अपने फैसला में आपको बताया है कि कम से कम अब बहुत देर नहीं हुई है, मजहब की सियासत छोड़ दीजिए, धार्मिक ध्रुवीकरण बंद कीजिए, आप काम कीजिए, सब लोग आपके साथ खड़े रहेंगे, हम भी आपको समर्थन दे देंगे। लेकिन ये जो आप लोग जो घटिया और घिनौनी तरीके से समाज को तोड़ के उसका चुनावी लाभ उठाने की कोशिश करते हैं, कम से कम अब जनता की संदेश को सुनिए, लंबी सांस लीजिए और देश के निर्माण में कुछ काम कीजिए। 6 महीने 1 साल के अंदर आपका सरकार शायद बदल ही जाएगा, आप लोग गिरेंगे ही, लेकिन 6 महीने 1 साल तक कम से कम मेहनत कीजिएगा और पूरे दिल लगा कीजिए।
ओके, काउंटर सुधांशु जी।
जस्ट मैं बिल्कुल ब्रीफ। संजय झा जी, वैसे ये वोट जिहाद वर्ड यूज करना घटिया था या बढ़िया था? देयर इज अ प्रोवर्ब इन हिंदी, खुला खेल फर्रुखाबादी, और फर्रुखाबाद लोकसभा में ही वोट जिहाद यूज किया गया। सो इट हैज मेड द खेल वेरी खुला एंड फर्रुखाबादी। व्हाट वाज योर इनर साइड? सर ये बता दीजिए, वोट जिहाद वाज ए घटिया वर्ड और बढ़िया वर्ड?
एक बात बता दें आपको सुधांशु जी, एक बहुत ही लोकप्रिय गाना हुआ करता था, उसको सुनिए आप, हिंदी पिक्चर में बड़ा सुपर हिट गाना था, और आपको आज अयोध्या से यही आपको पैगाम मिल रहा है, देखो ओ दीवानो तुम ये काम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, भगवान राम पर राजनीतिकरण मत कीजिए। अब हो गया, बहुत खेल हो चुका, अब जरा देश के निर्माण में अपना मेहनत, अपना दिल, अपना दिमाग।
All right, let me get in Vivek Silas. Vivek Silas, I want to ask you, how is this a fractured mandate, as Sanjay Jha says? NDA said they will form the government, they are forming the government. Modi said he will be the prime minister for the 3rd time. He is going to be the prime minister for the 3rd time. BJP has had more seats than the Congress in the last 2 elections. Even today, जमा कर लीजिए 3 इलेक्शन के, उससे भी ज्यादा नंबर है, एंड गवर्नमेंट्स इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज विल कम इन। संजय झा जी कहते हैं मोदी जी कैन द कांग्रेस हैज गिवन मोदी जी परमिशन टू फील लाइक अ पीएम। व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय फील लाइक अ पीएम? He is going to be the PM, he is the PM, and he will take oath as the PM. Why is the opposition being so condescending when you don't have the numbers?
Yes, good evening to all of you and the panelists, and good evening to you, ma'am. I can just say at the moment, what Mr. Sanjay Das said is definitely right, no? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party was hoping and they were overconfident. They were overconfident that they are personally going to win 370 seats. It was said nowhere else. It was said in the Lok Sabha itself that we are going to win 370 seats and the NDA would cross 400. And more than that, the Honorable Prime Minister said कि अब विपक्ष जो है ना वो ऊपर वाली गैलरी में बैठेगा. मतलब they expected that the people of India, they took the people of India for granted basically. And they said the विपक्ष जो है वो ऊपर बैठेगा दर्शक वाली दीघा में. तो that was the thing that was projected. But as very rightly said by Sanjay Jha ji, कि it is the people of India who decide, and the people of India has decided. They have given no party in India absolute majority. Even this is not the Modi 3.0, ma'am. Let me correct you. It is the NDA 1.0. That is it. And as said by Sudhanshu ji, he said about Vatican and Makkah. So Mr. Sambit Patra also said that Modi ji ke to bhakt Lord Jagannath hai, but hopefully he won from there. It had no effect because ultimately the people have to decide what is right and what is wrong. What you see in Uttar Pradesh was, absolutely what you never expected, that Uttar Pradesh is going to do like that. But yes, it is the mandate of the people. I can just hope and wish you do good work now. And there is no, autocracy in the parliament, because if you do so, the opposition is sitting here to correct you, to ask you questions. And the other most important thing that I would like to say, that things like, a Notebandi or a lockdown or anything like that, you come in the night and say, okay, it's Notebandi. Okay, suddenly come down, appear and say, aaj se lockdown. These things are not going to happen because the country is being run and should be run by a democratic formula. That is all I can say at the moment.
Let me tell you that after Notebandi, there was the 2019 elections, and if people were so upset, they would have thrown the BJP government out. They didn't do that. Not only then, but even today, if Prime Minister Modi has the maximum number of seats, Mr. Vijay Kumar, I want to ask you, why is the opposition so gung-ho in running Prime Minister Modi down? They say Modi is not becoming the 3rd time Prime Minister. NDA is coming to power. Is there a difference between the two as we see things today and as the leader of the NDA alliance was chosen this morning?
This morning, Mr. Naidu was unequivocally giving assurance to the people of this country that Telugu Desam Party will be supporting this NDA tooth and nail and for the next 5 years. As my Congress friend has forgotten, it was Telugu Desam Party which has helped them in 97 to form the United Front government. Telugu Desam Party was never trying to pull out any government until now. We have a standing of 42 years. Okay, pulling the government is not in our DNA at all. We never has done it in the past 42 years. So Naidu was professing his confidence on Modi and giving the guarantee to the people of this country that a safe, secure and stable government will be at the center for the next 5 years. And what my Congress friend has forgotten was, they say that India is a pre-election coalition, but NDA is not a pre-election coalition. NDA has fought, we BJP and Nitish Kumar, Pawan Kalyan, it is a pre-election coalition. We fought together, and even the state-specific manifesto of Andhra Pradesh has been released in the presence of BJP people. So BJP has completely agreed with all the things. We have agreed with all the issues, issues of BJP. So there is nothing which can say that we might come out or we will pull. We never have come out. Even in the time of Vajpayee, with a single speakership, we have supported them. Only in 2017, there was some problem. But that problem was because of Congress, because of bifurcation of the state. The state was bifurcated without any sense. So there were a lot of problems. So Congress, forgetting all that what they have done to the state of Andhra Pradesh, is now pointing a finger at the second largest party in the NDA. So Naidu was giving a guarantee to the people of the country today morning that it is in no circumstances will be pulling the government at all. So this is a guarantee from Mr. Naidu.
Well, absolutely, and let me get in Professor Anwar Pasha. Anwar Pasha ji, Nitish Kumar body language you saw. The way he said, I wanted you to take oath as Prime Minister as soon as possible, possibly even this evening. But now you've chosen Sunday, so we'll wait for Sunday. Chandrababu Naidu hailed the Prime Minister and his policies and his vision and said that under him, India has grown in its stature in the world. And now these kind of things that were said today. Not only that, after that, Chirag Paswan, a young parliamentarian today leading a party, there was Jiten Ram Majhi, there was Anupriya Patel, there were all leaders present over there, and in front of the entire country, they have sworn support to this party, the BJP, and the leader of that party, Narendra Modi. I want to ask you, and this was all done on camera in a joint session where BJP members of parliament were there. There was the alliance partners, elected members. What more do you want? And still, the question that the Prime Minister asked today, what happens to the EVM question that you tried to create uncertainty in this country about? When you talk about the Constitution all along, the Constitution has been protected and is going strong. Why is the opposition talking in a language that is divisive? I could understand they were doing so in the campaign because election is a time when people say everything to each other. But now elections are over, my friend, and there is an alliance partners meeting that shows who's leading the government and where the government formation is going.
Navika ji, a very good evening to you and all the panelists and the viewers. I think it is wrong to say that the country has given a mandate to Shri Narendra Modi ji to rule for the third term. This is not a mandate. This is not a clear mandate. This is a fractured mandate. In fact, the people have punished Modi ji for his misrule for the 10 years. And they have taught a lesson to Shri Narendra Modi ji, and they have brought him down from 303 to 239, I think. This is the figure BJP has got on his own. And that is also thanks to the Odisha, thanks to the Naveen Babu. They have got this number. Otherwise, today this discussion would not have taken place at all. Today, the way Shri Narendra Modi ji addressed this central hall, he addressed his allies and his own party's MPs in the central hall. I was listening him. I think he has nothing to offer. The schemes he listed there are all old wines in I think in a new bottle, nothing else. It's old wine in the new bottle, nothing else. It was very disappointing. He didn't address the basic issues of the people, for which people have rejected him.
Anwar Pasha
He
ji,
didn't address the issue of unemployment.
अभी
That is the most burning issue of the country today.
ओथ के बाद पॉलिसीज
He
आएंगी.
didn't
आपको
address
पहले
the
पॉलिसी
issue of
चाहिए.
price rise. No, you were talking about aspirational, you mentioned that he was giving a vision for the future. He was talking about the vision of aspirational vision. That's what I'm telling you. There was nothing, there was no vision at all.
I really don't know, Anwar Pasha ji. I really don't know. You say he did not outline policies. You say he got mandate because of Naveen Patnaik. Everybody gets and wins seats thanks to somebody else's loss. But Sudhanshu Trivedi, please respond to him before I get in Satya Prakash ji.
Professor Anwar Pasha, I think you have not heard his speech properly, and you are talking about that the vision was not provided. He has given a very clear categorical vision about the future development of the country. Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
He has told that when industrial revolution has taken place at the time, we were not independent, so we couldn't take up the advantage of that. Now he has said a new revolution is going to emerge in the times to come in the world. That is the green era. That is the era of green energy. That is the era of green industry. And he said that India should become the leader of this. And he is not saying just like you can say
for the last 10 years.
At the moment we came in the power, there is a gigantic leap in the solar energy.
Last 10 years.
And now there is an international solar alliance which is headquartered is there in India. And you know that the government of India has set up a target that the 40% of our power generation should be from
why the
clean
people of
energy
India
by
have rejected
2030.
him?
But we have attained that target by 2022. Now the revised target for 2030 is 50%. Now he has talked about the hydrogen energy. Sir, आपने ध्यान ही नहीं दिया. अब क्या बताएं जब आपको देखना ही निगेटिव डायरेक्शन की तरफ था. He has laid down a grand vision that how India will emerge and become a new development oriented, developed and aspirational. That has become very clear about that. अब सर एक बात आपसे बताएं, आपने कहा ये फ्रैक्चर्ड मैंडेट था, तो जो बिहार का मैंडेट था वो क्या था जो तेजस्वी यादव के साथ था, वो जब बाद में आप लोगों ने सरकार बनाई थी, which type of mandate was that? And one more thing, नाविका जी, अभी हमारे विवेक साइलेश जी कह रहे थे कि 400 हमने कहा 240 तो अखिलेश जी ने भी तो 79 बोला था और 400 की फिगर इन्होंने यूपी विधानसभा में बोली थी डिस्पाइट यूपी विधानसभा इज हैविंग 403 तो sarcastically the anchor has asked why you have left the 3 seats. He said left the 3 seats for opposition, but nobody is asking question to them because even the people consider that whatever they were saying is flimsy, lofty, verbose, but what we have said was serious. So that's why the serious question is being asked to us that you have talked about 400, you are 240. But nobody is asking Akhilesh Yadav, you have asked about 79, you are 37. Because everybody understand कि आप तो ऐसे लफाजी कर रहे थे और हम ग्राउंड रियलिटी की बात.
It was Keshav Maurya, it was Brijesh Pathak, both the deputy CMs from Uttar Pradesh were talking about 80 out of 80. They were saying it. Even the media was giving
हमारी बात तो seriously. Yeah, that's why the question is asked to us.
Akhilesh ji also said 79 on 80.
But more seats in Uttar Pradesh than the Bharatiya Janata
That's all right. They have also won more seats than all of you put together.
As you said,
so the same yardstick should hold.
You just now said, ma'am, that during the election such things are said. What is wrong about it?
So then why are you saying that the mandate? And that's when I want to ask Satya Prakash. अगर मोदी जी ने कहा 400 पार, तो ये कह रहे हैं कि भाई 400 से तो नीचे आई. खुद कहा 79, तो they say the explanation is election में these things are said. मोदी जी करें तो गलती, ये करें तो सही.
You know, Navika ji, since you started this debate and Sanjay have taken, I think, so many Congress bill today, and he is saying that it is a fracture mandate. Mr. Jha, actually, India and Bhindi alliance, you know, unsuccessfully wanted to fracture the mandate given by the people of India. You claim that you are the part of the savior of the constitution, and you so far have not thanked the people of India, which has provided the clear-cut mandate to the NDA alliance, right? National Democratic Alliance. 292, it is our free choice. Whatsoever target we can set for winning the election. 400, 450, tomorrow we can go up to even 543. This is not wrong to claim any seat and to try to win more number of seats. And definitely, from the previous government, we have reduced to some seat. It happens sometimes we can't score much more than what we expect. But you cannot say the mandate given by the people of India as a fracture mandate. You wanted to fracture NDA by poaching Nitish Kumar and TDP. That was your plan, and you remain unsuccessful regarding that.
Did they call Nitish Kumar?
I don't know. They claimed
Did they approach? When you say they tried to poach.
No, there are so many media reports that Sharad Pawar was in touch with some NDA people. Everybody was calling everyone now and then, but these are all, I don't know, these are maybe fake reports, but they wanted to do that because they appealed to Nitish Kumar and TDP to join hands together. So you wanted to fracture that mandate, and you at the same point of time talking about savior of the constitution. Why don't you respect the constitution when the people of India given clear-cut mandate to NDA? Because you are shying away from accepting the fact that Rahul Gandhi failed. पहली फेल, दूसरी फेल, and now तीसरी बार फेल. The fail candidate of the, you know, Indi-Bhindi alliance. So I have started calling this not Indi alliance, this is Bhindi Bazar alliance. Because you have always talked about the fake promises. Your khatakat business ended. You know, you promised the women of the country of something regarding khatakat. Okay, I welcome that policy. But at the same point of time, your business has ended. People have rejected you. You have been reduced to 99. You have been reduced to 234. And NDA is much more bigger than you. And the policy of the NDA is clear-cut to talk about and work about the poorest of the poor of the country. Regarding, you know, you talk about you lost Ayodhya seat and so many seats. Last time you lost Amethi. Simple reason. And this time they won the seat of Jagannath. So don't compare, don't create a communal hegemony, and don't create if somebody is winning Ayodhya seat, they are much secular or communal. You created this communal secular divide by putting majoritarian and minority concept in your, you know, manifesto. That was your mistake. Otherwise, nobody from the NDA alliance would have talked about it. So I am telling you, Mr. Jha, stop taking pills from Rahul Gandhi and Congress pill. Don't take it. It is too dangerous. Just come out of that, you know, pilling business of Congress.
Satya Prakash Mishra ji went really hammer and tongs at it, and every word of what he said, clearly Sanjay Jha hit home. Okay, quick counter, 10 seconds. I'm coming to you, Pasha Saab. I'll give you 30 seconds. Yes, Sanjay Jha. You're on mute, my friend.
He's mute.
Mute.
नाविका, लेट मी टेल यू, मिश्रा जी ने बड़े जज्बे और जज्बात के साथ पूरा एकदम चुनावी भाषण ले आए हैं, लेकिन सच्चाई तो यही है कि जो बड़े
advocate my policy and advocate my parties.
अरे मिश्रा जी जरा बीच में मत टोकिए.
No, go ahead.
लेके शांति में बैठिए, 1 मिनट हम बता रहे हैं आपको. सुनिए कि आप लोग, आपके जो बड़े भाई है ना बीजेपी,
Don't worry about that. Why you are so much worried about that, my bada bhai and your chota bhai?
संविधान को खतरे में डाला है, इसी कारण आपको यूपी में उनको नुकसान मिला है. क्योंकि जनता समझ गई है कि खेल आप लोग का।
डोंट वरी
अरे भैया, अब तो आप बड़े भाई हो गए हैं अनवर पाशा जी के, आपकी सीटें ज्यादा आ गई हैं। कल को अनवर पाशा जी की पार्टी आपको रखेगी कि नहीं साथ में बिहार में, अब इसकी बात तो उन्हें तय करनी पड़ेगी। आई एम कंप्लीटली आउट ऑफ टाइम। अनवर पाशा जी, जस्ट 10 seconds to you.
जी, नाविका जी, बहुत ऑनेस्टली मैं ये सवाल करना चाहता हूं सुधांशु जी से भी और मिश्रा जी से भी कि क्या ये फैक्ट नहीं है कि बीजेपी ने इस इलेक्शन में अपनी सीटें लूज की हैं? ऑल द एलाइज हैव इम्प्रूव्ड दैट टैली of India, of all the India allies have improved their
भैया जी, आप अपनी सीटें गिनिए। बीजेपी की सीटें जितनी भी हैं वो सरकार बनाने के लिए और प्राइम मिनिस्टर देने के लिए काफी हैं। आप अपनी सीटें गिनिए। 4 out of 40, 4 out of 40 in Bihar. Anwar Pasha ji, you should be more worried about your seats than BJP's seat. We leave it at that for the moment, but you're invited for the swearing in ceremony. The time changed from 6 to 7:15 p.m. on Sunday, the 9th of June. Anwar Pasha ji, सब आइएगा। 8,000 लोगों के लिए वहां अरेंजमेंट है, आप भी आइएगा। Thank you very much to all my panelists joining me on debate number